Hi everyone, welcome to another tutorial from Design to Fine. This is the next tutorial of the toolbar series, which will focus on the rectangular marquee tool just below the move tool, which we focused on in the previous tutorial. The rectangular marquee tool can come in useful in a number of different ways, though for the majority it's mainly used for making square or rectangular selections, as the name suggests. Ways to select an object with the rectangular marquee tool would be to drag from the top left point of the object to the bottom right point of the object, like so, and let go. As you can see, this has now made a selection around the object. Another way to select an object with the rectangular marquee tool is if you know the exact dimensions of your object and want to make sure that the selection is 100% accurate, then simply come up to the top menu here, and where style is, normal is currently selected, but if you go down to fix size and import the values of which your object is, I have already done this for efficiency. From there, it's just a case of clicking on your canvas, and as you can see, the selection is 100% accurate in terms of the object. Then, if you just drag your cursor into the center of the selection and place over your object until you're happy, like so. So there is two simple ways to make a selection with the rectangular marquee tool. Now, once you have your selection, a lot of people like to do things like change the color of the current selection. So I will show you two easy ways to also do this. If you come over to the right here, you'll notice that there's a swatches panel, and this contains a few shades of colors. You can select this color or any color you like, and then come over to the left toolbar again, and you'll notice that there's a little paint bucket tool. If you select that and then come over to your selection and click within it, you'll notice that the selection is now changed to that colour you choose in the swatches. Now, as much as this is quite handy, the thing I think about swatches is that it gives you some shades of each colour, but it doesn't give you a whole range. And to get a whole range, I find there's a more useful tool. So if you come up to the top menu, select Image, and then go to Adjustments, and come down to Hue and Saturation. As long as you have the preview box ticked down at the bottom right, you'll notice that there's three selections: hue, saturation and lightness. Now from here, it's just a case of toggling with the little selections in increments into the negatives or the positives until you find a colour that is suited to you, like so, by just playing around with the different levels, as you can see here. And once you're happy with your selection, it's just a case of pressing OK. So there is also two ways to change the colour from having a selection selected with the rectangular marquee tool. To deselect a selection, you can simply go to the top menu again, press select and deselect, or you can do a simple shortcut which for Mac is Command D, and for Windows is Control D. So it's pretty simple, and it's just good to get to know the shortcuts rather than spending time remembering where they are within certain toolbars, etc. So now that I've showed you a couple of ways to select an object with the rectangular marquee and a couple of ways to change the color with the rectangular marquee tool, there is a couple of other things it can do. With the rectangular marquee tool selected and bringing the style back to normal from the top menu, if you just drag out a shape, any size or dimension, and come back over to the color swatches, if you just select another color that you like, and come back to the paint bucket tool again on the left toolbar, you can just select the selection with as well, and that will change color again. Now this is particularly useful because it's just actually made a shape again without actually having to make that shape through the shapes panel, through the shapes tool should I say, sorry, which is also very useful. And aside from making shapes itself, you can also cut out shapes from that particular shape using the rectangular marquee tool. For instance, if I wanted to cut out this selection here from the green object, it's just as simple as pressing backspace or delete on your keyboard, like so, and then that has removed that image or that selection from your object. So now if you select the move tool and just move your object around, you'll notice that it's no longer there. So that's generally the rectangular marquee tool summed up, and I just showed you a few of the different features you can perform with this tool. If you notice at the bottom right corner of the rectangular marquee tool, it has 4 other options contained within this. It has the elliptical marquee tool, the single row marquee tool, and the single column marquee tool. Now, the elliptical marquee tool basically does exactly what the rectangular marquee tool, only it's elliptical. So this would be more useful for circles or oval shapes, etc., if you wanted to select those. When it comes to the single row marquee tool and the single column marquee tool, as you can see, if I just click here, it's just it selects 1 pixel basically. So this is particularly more useful for web designers who are trying to divide up the designs they've done for web and then save out to web from Photoshop. So it's more geared towards layman's in a sense. So yeah, that's basically the marquee tool, the rectangular marquee tool summed up. I hope you found this tutorial easy to follow and beneficial to you, and I look forward to bringing you more tutorials. Thanks for watching.